And thanks for staying up with us on this Saturday evening. I'm Carmen Chow, joining you live from home. This evening, families and activists are calling for the release of inmates. This call to action comes after Osborn Correctional Institute was placed on lockdown Friday when more than 100 inmates tested positive for COVID-19. Fox 61's Brian Didlake spoke exclusively with the family of one of those inmates and has more.
For weeks, advocates and family members have been driving around here at the Capitol demanding the governor sit down and talk with advocates about releasing some offenders who they say are being treated inhumanely.
It's hard to tell my 7-year-old grandson that his dad has COVID-19.
It's a hard conversation Carmen Torres had to have with her grandson after her son, 32-year-old Christopher Matos, tested positive for COVID-19 alongside 105 inmates at Osborn Correctional Institute in Summers. Matos has been serving time on charges of larceny, a crime that Matos' family says he's paid for enough.
It's hard for a mom. You know, everybody makes mistakes. We're entitled to make them and mend them.
Back in March, the Department of Corrections said it was looking to release eligible inmates on a case-by-case basis. But it's been too long for families of offenders like Matos, who say hearing of what goes on in facilities like Osborn are troubling and says it's better for inmates to come home now.
I don't want to keep raising my 1-year-old daughter by myself. Yeah. They can take care of themselves out here better than in there, being in a cell, not being able to shower, you know.
Signs of frustration that have been echoed for the past few weeks. The Catal Center and other advocacy groups have been protesting for the release of eligible inmates. So far, the group says, quote, the governor has refused to meet with family members of people who are incarcerated in Connecticut jails and prisons, the majority of whom are Black and Latinx. To date, over 500 inmates tested positive for the new coronavirus, and more than 400 have recovered. The Department of Corrections says they hope no one who tests positive becomes asymptomatic, but if they do, they are prepared. Family members of inmates say they are aware releasing offenders is worrisome, but it's still a human's life.
You know, we're not denying the fact that they did, mistakes and they're doing their time, but they are humans. You're treating them like they're not humans by not allowing them to shower, not giving them proper care.
Family members are calling on state leaders and lawmakers to start taking action now. Fox 61 did reach out to Governor Ned Lamont's office through phone and email, but at this time have not heard back. In Hartford, Brian Didlake, Fox 61 News.